Yo, what is up you guys, it's your boy Shilkumer aka Sirigat, and in this video we're gonna be covering 24 Everbloom on a Tyrannical week. This key is honestly pretty chill outside of a couple of packs. So what I'm gonna do for this one is I'll probably be skipping through packs quite a bit, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the bosses. Tricky part this week was that it was raging, and that means you probably want to have some suitors. Honestly, it's not mandatory in this case in particular, but it's a good idea to have some. And here we had a druid, and that was it, but it kind of worked out, so that was nice. I mean, we also had evoker, but I'm not sure if he even played suit. You can get that AoE suit, which is quite nice on raging weeks, but honestly, I'm not sure if they play that or if it's like too hard to grab or something. I just haven't really honestly paid attention that much to raging myself, since I don't have an interrupt on a priest, so it's like, you know, who cares? I mean, I don't want to sound selfish, but it's not really something I need to track too much, you know what I mean? But yeah, as you can see, you can get some big numbers in this key. It's kind of like why I like running Everbloom. There's big packs that you can pull, and big packs that you can pull, and out of that you can get some nice numbers. And you know, I mean, everybody that understands how this works understands that those numbers are inflated, you know, but it still feels good to see big numbers, you know. It's like, oh yes, I finally get to do all that AoE that priest has, which is basically nothing, but you know, it's nice to see a little bit bigger numbers, you know. Potion has a big value here. Potion of disclosing whatever it's called, the purple one that shoots lightning outside of you. Anyhow, again, these packs, really there's not much to talk about here. If somebody gets stunned, you want to make sure you interrupt. You can also fear here, so that's very important to note. I would recommend saving fear for the heal, but you can also do it for the stuns. These dancing thorns, they're not highest priority. Obviously you interrupt them as much as you can, but if you're gonna let anything through, it's that. Even on fortified, I think it's not like that big of a deal. It does hurt a little bit, but it's manageable. It's healable, you know, with some cooldowns and stuff. Anyhow, as I said earlier, I will be skipping a little bit here because I don't wanna like have a too long of a video. It's not fortified, so these packs are literally just rinse repeat. And here the tank does something that I actually really like, and that is pulling the pack into the boss. And here's how it looks. The boss gets here, the pack is tanked, you know, next to the boss. And I hate when people don't do this, because this is, in my opinion, literally like 3%, because this boss, you're not gonna like do any major damage at this point anyway. Usually people will save cooldowns for the phase where you get double damage, and if you're not doing that, you're probably trolling. Now keep in mind, guys, I'm not a DPS player, so I don't know all the optimal places to pop your cooldowns. So don't take my word as like some holy letter or something, of course, but I do think that people should pop cooldowns when the boss is literally taking 100% damage. I don't know, to me that's just simple math. Like, taking double damage just means that you'll get like that much more value out of your cooldowns. So pulling that pack there is just kind of like free cleave AoE, you know. Some specs even get like more single target damage by having something to gather resources on, right? Like, I don't know, the first example that comes to mind from this is how Frost Mage used to be, or maybe something along the lines of maybe Rogue that can, you know, get the combo points from the AoE. Maybe maybe even Boomy, I don't know, with you know, with some starfalls or something, so you can get more arcane power or whatever it's called. I don't know. Again, not a DPS player, so don't judge me too much for not knowing this, but in my opinion it's better to pop cooldowns there. And also the same goes for us, you know. You can use the AoE potion for the pack, or you can use the Potion of Ultimate Power to kind of like get more single target damage, and then just spam your abilities here. Make sure you place roots nicely. Take care of the tank on the frontal. Honestly, I've never seen a tank die on this boss. Maybe I just had luck to play with good tanks, but yeah, I've never seen it. Anyway, gonna skip ahead a little bit here. There's really not much. We're just placing roots, dodging the bubbles. Honestly, and then, you know, he starts taking extra damage again. And really, rinse repeat is just you keep attacking and stuff. You deal with his unchecked growths, and honestly, that's it. Yeah, that's it. skip ahead a little bit again. Now this is the pack that I do want to talk about. This pack is very dangerous. This is a very hard pack for multiple reasons. I have lost keys to this pack even on a Tyrannical week, believe it or not. I don't know whether it's my fault or, you know, overall group's fault, or, you know, maybe nobody's fault. Maybe we just didn't, you know, we failed a little bit. But yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Difficult pack. So what do you wanna make sure you have some cooldowns for is when these guys get buffed, they get like an enraging buff, and yeah, basically you just want to make sure that the AoE is taken care of, and when berserkers are angry, they're gonna smack tank hard, and the tank will be, as you can see, he's taking a lot of damage there. Yeah, you see it, and you see the debuff. Yeah, so that chucks. So he even popped the health pot there. So just important to kind of save your pain subs for that moment. I kind of used them on start, but that's probably a mistake. Now in retrospective, speaking about it, that's probably a mistake. Second thing you really need to worry about is yourself, because as a priest our mobility isn't the best, and these guys will probably be jumping on you considering how melee heavy we are at the moment. Now here I did have both Evoker and Bloomy, so I wasn't really that much like bullied, but I remember like one key I did earlier that failed. It didn't fail on this pack, but this pack did cause a few deaths, and that was because I actually just got murdered. Like I would move from one whirl and the next one would hit me, and sometimes the first tick doesn't actually tick, but sometimes it also ticks. It depends. I don't know. I feel like this is one of those like weird, you know, Blizzard server tick kind of inconsistencies that happens every now and then. Maybe I'm wrong, but it does feel that way to me. And you never know which case it's gonna be, so you do actually have to track when they're gonna do the bonding whirl, and you have to move. Yeah, so just be careful about that. It is tricky, as you can see, and I'm also doing like 200k HPS, which is pretty high for like a Tyrannical pack. You rarely have to do that much HPS on a Tyrannical week. This is 24, you know, it's not like 29 or something. So that just kind of goes to show you that the pack is dangerous, you know. I mean, listen guys, HPS doesn't mean anything in keys. I also do want to say this, because a lot of times I hear people saying, oh, well, this healer doing this much HPS. That doesn't matter. Literally, HPS in keys is the most irrelevant metric that somebody can have. I only have it to kind of track my execution and stuff. Really, it doesn't matter. Like, your goal in keys is to keep people alive. Whether you do that with 50k HPS or 500k HPS is irrelevant, but your only goal is to keep people alive. Raids are a bit different. In raid, you know, we can go into it in depth in maybe some other video. I do want to like talk a little bit more about the raids and stuff now that I have some more experience in raiding, but raids are different. Raids have different like rules, different mindset. HPS matters a little bit more in raids, I would say, even though there it's also not like some holy metric that like is the only representative of how good a healer is doing, but I do think it matters a little bit more in the raids. Anyhow, that's relevant. Let's focus on this. As you can see with these guys, it's just this noxious eruption. If you guys played on higher fortified, you know that this ability is absolutely dangerous, and you will by default have to do a lot of AoE healing for just to counteract that dot. As you can see, just one cast is enough to make people very, very low, and sometimes people do even like 2 or 3 pulls of those. So yeah, you just gotta be careful. On Tyrannical it's probably doable with like some big cooldowns. On fortified I would never pull more than one of these guys, maybe 2, but with the big cooldowns and stuff. Anyway, you can definitely deal with it, right? You have 2 darknesses, you have barrier, there's tools, right? But I'm talking in like a pug environment. But yeah, I didn't want to skip through these packs because I do think they're actually dangerous. And here you can see bonding whirl. I was a little bit greedy there, and I almost died because of it. I got a little bit lucky. Yeah, I could have easily died there. I don't know what I was doing. It felt like I was AFK. That was, if I was finishing a cast, I was being greedy. So don't do that, I guess, as you can see. And yeah, just see these dudes. They hurt, you know. They are painful, and this AoE also chucks, as I said, even on Tyrannical. And this is the worst case scenario for this priest, when the pack dies and we're still taking damage, and you're just sitting there like nothing to attack, and you're like, help! I don't do healing. Anyway, watch this boss, guys. This boss is very important to kind of like understand how it works and stuff. Basically for us it's pretty simple, honestly. Like if you have the weak aura that I talked about this on some of the previous videos, this weak aura that tells you who's getting attacked by abilities, and you can see I popped both Fade and Desperate Prayer there, you know. That's very important detail. It's minor, but it is important. Just AoE healing here is necessary all the time because very simply, like there's no other way to put it, this was just chucks on like all the players, and you know, your positioning matters a lot here. What I actually like to do is I like to stack all ranged, sit on top of each other, and then when the charge comes, you just move together. That way you have to move less and you avoid these like dumb situations where these things are all around. But every time so far I've tried to stack on ranged, they always move. I don't know, it's like they're scared to stack for some reason. Keep in mind guys, charge does not do initial damage. You can literally stand in it. I don't do it because I'm a bit spooked, but I have done it, I have tried it. It doesn't do. You can literally sit in it and you have like 1 second before the toxin actually starts doing damage, maybe even 2 seconds. It's pretty slow, so this ability is not as dangerous as it looks. What's way more important to pay attention to is obviously interrupts, but there's not much we can do about it. Like interrupts are just, you know, just interrupts, really not much to be done. See there, I got hit, nothing, no damage, nothing. It didn't even start ticking, even though I was walking out of it for like 1 second. And once you kill that first boss, honestly things start to get easier. People tend to kill that one. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe it's because there's most interrupts there. One thing that's important to note is that, I mean, we only have like 2.5 interrupts, kinda. Like, because I have nothing, Druid kind of has nothing in this situation. He has one every 45 seconds, which is Beam. And then we also have Evoker, who is a ranged interrupt. So really it's just the DHs. So this boss is naturally gonna be hard for a composition like this. But as you can see, it is clearly doable. Yeah, it's doable. We even had some leeway, right? Like even if we assume I played perfectly, maybe like one person will die once or something, but I of course didn't. So yeah, you can see this boss is definitely doable. Is it hard? Yeah, for sure, 100%. But you should have bloodlust, you should have potions, and people should have cooldowns for this boss, because this boss is just kind of like a pretty tough check in this key. I would say a lot of this boss is one of those bosses that people thought is a target dummy on start, and then you kind of realize that this boss is like very hard when it scales up and it starts doing some serious damage. In my opinion, at least, this boss is probably one of the more challenging bosses this season, for sure. For healers. For DPSers, I would assume as well, because you have to really pay close attention to multiple targets that need to be interrupted and stuff. So I think in pugs, this boss is definitely a little bit tricky. I do think that like Discord communication would make this boss much easier. For example, I definitely think that like having comms for this would be easy, because you can just like, not easy, sorry, but it does make simplified, because you can just be like, yo, you interrupt this, I interrupt this, you got this, I got this. You pop cooldown, he pops cooldown, and you just kind of organize better. Anyway, again, not gonna be skipping through some of these specs because they are actually very dangerous, and we're gonna see why. See, Cinderbolt Salvo, yeah, this ability, I personally feel, and feel free to disagree, I feel like this ability is overtuned, and I think it's gonna get nerfed. And I think it's gonna get nerfed heavily. I don't think it's gonna be one of those where, oh, 5%. No, I think this ability will literally get nerfed by like 20% or something. This is the randomness of it is what makes it imbalanced, in my opinion, and it's in my opinion a really poorly designed ability for modern World of Warcraft, and I hope Blizzard does something about it. Again, feel free to disagree, but you need to have some heavy healing ready for that. So save your penance. Our only healing spell this season is penance, really. Yes, you can smite, but smite doesn't do as much healing as penance does. You should have penance every, what, 4 seconds, every 2 smites, so make sure that you will not have time to get it back before the Cinderbolt volley is done. So make sure you're smiting and then penancing when the damage starts kicking, otherwise people will die. It does a lot of damage. This is Tyrannical, by the way, Tyrannical, so imagine this in Fortified. Anyway, this pack we can skip, this is just a free damage pack. Here we can speed it up a bit. Actually, let's go back. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, let's go back, because this pack is also dangerous. Yeah, we have a Pyromancer. We also have the Pyromancer is the one that does Salvo that I talked about. Yeah. So here is some Giga Gaming from the boys. You know, dodging all the avoidable damage. letting the arcane blast go off, which is completely fine. If you want to, you know, let something go, it's frostbolt and arcane blast. These are the two abilities to kind of like let go of. And then you see Cinderbolt volley. This guy with some clutch defensives. Oh wait, he didn't press anything. Never mind. Let's pretend he did. He somehow healed himself. I think. I think I saw it. So either way, he survived. So GG's. You know, it was very close. But yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like Cinderbolt volley is just very scary. Very scary. Make sure you have stuff for that, please. And you know, just be ready. Don't be caught with your pants down. It happened to me multiple times. So you know, if you're watching this video, at least, you know, consider this a PSA. And there I told them try to have defensives for each firestorm, and this is why. This is kind of like Cinderbolt volley, but the boss version. It's even called Cinderbolt Storm. It hurts a lot, guys. It hurts a lot. It will hurt you. It will hurt your feelings. It will take your cat and your dog and your car, just like my ex did. Just please be careful. Yeah, just have healing ready. This was bad for me. Yeah, this was bad for me. I moved away too far from the group and I didn't have anything to attack, so I healed like a healer, which you should never do as a disc priest. That's kind of cringe. Not never. Obviously, there are situations where you might have to, but to be avoided. Yeah. And this combo is easy. This is the one where you just want to kind of like get back your cooldown slowly, because you just move out of the frost and out of the vacuum. Again, next is Firestorm and Spatial Compression, which is the pull. This one is very dangerous because these will leave those fire patches and then you get pulled. So try to position in a way where you're not gonna get pulled into the fire. I have died to this before. Yeah, just try to be vigilant. Try to move in a way that is not gonna place you into the fire. So you have to be a little bit aware while also doing some heavy healing. It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It is very hard. And here I pop both Desperate Prayer and Fade because I know I don't have Mindbender here. Yeah. So like each storm, one I will heal with a Mindbender, the other one I will try to cover with like personals plus defensives. And again, sorry. Again, if you're calmed up with people, if you're in Discord, this gets infinitely easier because you can just communicate to your team. Okay, guys, I have nothing now. You guys pop defenses. Health pots ready. Yeah, and easy. If you have cooldowns, then you know you're just chilling, you're carrying, and you tell them not to pop anything unless absolutely necessary. Again, the tricky part about this is there I was a little bit late with the mind blast, and as you can see, I almost died because I got pulled into the fire. Yeah, you saw that. That's the fucked part. And here I think because I used Rupture, I was saving my Mindbender, and here I'm just trying to get my procs or the patterns. Yeah, everybody is atoned, so I just Giga Blast with patterns, and that was pretty clean. But as you can see, again, it's like it is tricky, right? You saw Evoker almost died. Evoker is just so squishy, and so is like Boomkin. Yeah, those are two of the squishiest classes in the game right now. I mean, actually, Ogvoker isn't that squishy. It's more like Devastation is squishy, but, you know, Og is also not the tankiest. They're... If they don't use their defenses properly, they're really squishy. But yeah, that kind of like went okay. Now, watching the video in retrospective, there's definitely some things that could have been improved, but overall, it was okay. And guys, last boss, I'm gonna skip through this a little bit. Last boss, as you can see, I'm typing, Look at the chat. I Barrier first stat, Tank Darkness second, Key Evoke Darkness third. Pop Vigil whenever you have damage. Boomy. Yeah, all these things is what I want to tell to you guys as well. Just people need to live. What I mean by add, yeah, like this Colossal Blow, you don't need major cooldowns for this. Yeah, you don't need major cooldowns for this. People either die or they don't. If they don't die, then you just heal them. If they die, there's nothing you can do to prevent it anyway. Like on higher keys, you might have to rotate defensives and stuff and paint subs. Sure. So, you know, once you get to that level, you probably know anything I'm about to say anyway. But on key like this, all people need to do is pop a cooldown here, and people also need to blast the ad. If ad lives forever, it doesn't matter how good you play, eventually you're gonna get overwhelmed because the damage is just too high. Like the ad does AoE damage, and once it dies, then you start getting help and you get these nice little like heals and flowers and everything. Yeah, so So that's basically the gist of this fight. You just need to live through the add plus frontal overlap. That's it. That's why I assigned cooldowns, yeah? Barrier, then Darkness, and Zephyr. So now on the next one, we should have... Here, I'll skip ahead a little bit. See, I reminded him. Thank Darkness.
Add.
And he does Darkness. Nice. Huge. And then you just want to make sure, see, one mistake I did here, we got Zephyred, which is nice. One mistake I actually did here is I didn't save my Mind Blast for the ad. Usually you do kind of want to have Mind Blast for the ad so you can get that extra little bit of healing. It's not even a little bit, it's actually quite an increase. And also, like, what's really nice about that is that here I don't know what I was doing here. Oh, I was typing. Okay, I'm looking like why I'm not doing the flowers. I thought I was being lazy. Anyway, skipping to the next ad, because these are kind of like the only relevant moments of this fight. Flash heal is for the 10% DR talent, yeah? You see a paints up on who I kind of consider to be the squishiest, but then I saw that the bear is kind of dying, so I give him like some single target heals here and there, and I put like a shield on him. Shield is not major, by the way, guys, but I am playing Aegis, so I was kind of hoping that I get like a nice little crit so he gets some extra absorb, yeah. So just small little things to kind of help team stay alive. And then here again, you know, Bear says pick me up. Sorry, not Bear. Boomkin says pick me up. I say personal next, and I do it as well. See, and then I put Mind Blast here because I noticed my mistake on the last one. Not having Mind Blast really cost me some healing. My heals were much less potent. So yeah, here as soon as you get into the execution range, you can start spamming Shadow Word that, and that makes your healing so much stronger. And once you get to that point with the ad, you're really, like, nothing can stop you. And see, guys, really clean, by the way, key, yeah? Really good key. Very good group. Very good group. First of all, they were very good with, like, personal responsibility of staying alive, dodging things, interrupting things. Considering we have low amount of interrupts, people did very good. And guys, 0 that Everbloom 24. Huge. Huge gamers. Very nice. For a pug, 0 that's very nice. Plus 20 Raya for me. I hope I'm gonna show you damage breakdown. Yeah, I am. So I'm gonna pause here. Guys, this trinket blasts, by the way. And it also gives you versatility. So this, I'm not sure if this is the best in slot trinket for M+ for disc. It's hard to tell because you do lose out on quite a lot of intellect if you wear it that you would normally get there. So I'm not 100% sure. I like it so far. If I feel like I want more int at some point, you could also do the Genesaur blood thingy, coagulated Genesaur blood that drops from this very dungeon. That's what I see people mostly wearing. I wear Pips, as you can see here, the buff. Sorry, here. I wear Pips trinket because I got a mythic one in the vault, and I wear this at the moment. This one blasts damage-wise, guys. 17 million damage from just one trinket. 10% damage from just one trinket, plus you get Versa. Because my gear is a bit low on Versa, I decided to wear this. Maybe it will change in the future weeks, but I kind of like it. So again, you know, you kind of have to see this for yourself, but I like this trinket. I recommend trying it, and if you're not happy with the results, you can always change. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this clean key. I did kind of speed through it a little bit because I didn't want to waste people's time. I felt I talked about most relevant things. If you don't mind, like the video, you know, maybe subscribe to the channel as well. It would be really helpful, and I hope to see you on the next one, lads. There's quite more Tyrannical keys to come, and also Fortified Week is currently as well, so I'll probably be uploading some of those as well. Thank you guys, much love, thank you for watching.